Hey, what's up? Welcome to day one of Light Up Your Life. I'm so excited for this training. So jump on, say hello. Let me know where you are joining me from while I go ahead and share this with my group, and then we'll jump right into the training. So this is day one of 4. So we'll be completing this training on Friday with the winter solstice, which is perfect. So it's the time of the year where there is equal night and day, and then continuing after that, we begin to get more and more light, which is nice if you are in an area that is dark at 4:30, like it is here. Okay, so super excited about this training. This is going to be powerful for you, especially if you are in a place at the end of the year where you're feeling a little bit burnt out, maybe not exactly psyched for how the year went, or wish you were a little bit further along than you are, or you had progressed a little bit more, or had more success this year. So wherever you are, if you're feeling in a place of frustration and a little bit disappointed, this is the perfect training for you to help turn that around so that you end your year on top and then you catapult yourself into 2019 with momentum and with energy, on fire, to create massive transformation and changes immediately within the first weeks of the new year. Okay, so how our training goes. Today is energy mastery. Day 2 is magnetize your desires to you. Day 3 is create your divine environment for your soul. And then day 4 is becoming the next level you, with tips and tools every day for how you can make that happen. And of course, as we go, if there's questions, please post them below and I'll be answering them as we go. And if you want to jump on and get coached by me, that's also available. I can always add you to the live and you can come on and just ask your question in person. Okay, so energy mastery, this is huge. This is such a game changer. So if you are a person, a human, you are going to have things that happen during the day that trigger you, that upset you, that annoy you. And often they go unchecked and we let them just spiral out of control and create this crazy story about what it means, right? So, especially if now at the end of the year, you're not as far along as you would like, you might have this story of, oh man, I'm not good enough, I didn't work hard enough, something's wrong with me. All those sort of go-to places we tend to give energy to when things aren't going as we would like. So the tool I'm going to share with you is to help you start to reverse that. And this is going to be something you're going to have to commit to and be really diligent about because, as you know, triggers, annoyances occur all the time. And if you're not aware of the language and thoughts and beliefs associated with those triggers and annoyances, you are going to experience more and more of those annoyances and triggers because you're letting that energy course through your system versus choosing a different energy. So one thing to think about is watch your complaints and your annoyances. And that's the first place I want you to start, is just start to pay attention. What annoys me in this moment or throughout the day, or what am I complaining about? And then I want you to write it down. So my boss was rude to me. I got caught off in traffic. I didn't make the sale. I didn't get a good review on my presentation. Whatever it is, write it down. Hey Deb, oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you. I was just talking about how we can start to completely transform our triggers and annoyances so that we're not running that energy in our system all the time. So one thing I was sharing is to just, first you have to be super diligent and notice what are the things that are annoying you throughout the day, what triggers you, and then also notice what are your common complaints throughout the day so that you're bringing your awareness up a little bit higher, right? Because often we get annoyed or triggered or we complain and we don't actually notice it. It just becomes like this default pattern. And so what I want you to do initially is just become super aware. What's triggering you, where you're getting annoyed, and what are you complaining about? And just keep a little notebook. And then when you have time, maybe you have a couple minutes before a meeting or at the end of the day or some point in your day, I want you then to go investigate those annoyances, triggers, and complaints. And what I want you to do is to write down the story. So for example, maybe you didn't get a sale, and so you get annoyed, you get frustrated, and I want you to write down the whole story, so don't censor yourself. So what are the thoughts that come up when you don't make the sale? So initially it might be like, oh, I could have had more data, or I could have asked different questions. So it might be just skill, some shifting there, but then often it goes down into character, right? So I'm not good enough. Something's wrong with me. So we start to attack our person. And that's where I want you to go, is start to see how quickly we transition from performance or skill-based to attacking our person. And that's what we need to change, right? So if you write it all down, then you start to see, oh my gosh, I didn't make the sale, and now I'm pretty much abandoning myself, gutting myself, telling myself I'm, worthless or whatever it is. And of course, if that goes unchecked, that's the energy you start to operate from. And so the next time you have a sale, you have that same story. I'm not good enough, I'm worthless, something's wrong with me. And that, again, is going to create the same result of what you had before, of not closing the sale. Does that make sense? So what I want you to do is, once you have this story and you go to the very, very end of the story, which again, most times ends up with an attack on you personally, then I want you to do some exploration and see all the lies in the story, right? So when you connect, I didn't make the sale, to the very, very bottom of the story, which is I'm worthless, something's wrong with me, I might as well just give up and, gut myself, right? That's where I want you to get, so you can see how kind of ridiculous it is. Like, that's ridiculous. Just because I didn't make the sale, I'm going to gut myself and abandon myself and send myself to, the end of the ends of the earth to live in, isolation and depression. But that's what our mind does, right? So when you see how ridiculous it is, then you start to shift and see, oh, this is actually not true. And that's the key. You have to get to the point where you understand it's not true. And so the next part is to scour your story for lies. So go through and see all the lies. And then what I want you to pay attention to is the language, right? So where am I being a victim? Thinking that someone else is responsible for my success, or it's so hard. And where am I being a child and saying it's not fair? Someone else someone else is blocking me from having what I want, whatever it is, right? And so identify all the lies in your story. So again, you start to bring the lies into the light, and you see they hold no weight once you bring them into the light. And then once you have all the lies, the cool part is, now that you see they hold no weight and they are meaningless, now I want you to replace all of the lies with truth. And so some examples could be, I am worthy no matter what. I am valuable whether I make a sale or not. I am valuable whether I'm homeless or live in a mansion. I am worthy of everything that I desire. I hold myself in high regard no matter what. No matter if I make the sale, no matter if I don't make the sale. I hold myself in high regard. So go through your story, and I want you to write double the amount of truths as lies, so you start to implant the truth into your system. Are there any questions yet? I know I'm kind of going fast. So once you get all the truths out, then you have to actually audit those truths to see if you actually believe them. And one way you can do this is to notice when you're saying the truth, is there an energy of trying to convince yourself it's true? Is there an emotional charge? Or, on the other hand, is it as if you're just saying, my name's Deb? So when we say our name, we're not trying to convince ourselves that's our name. We're not trying to convince someone else that's our name. That's just our name. Or your birthday. I was born on February 18th. I don't have to convince myself that's true, or convince you that's true. And so the energy is different. It's this energy of truth, which has no emotional charge, has no agenda, and it feels really grounded. And that's the other way you can start to check, is how does it feel in your body when you say the truth? Does it resonate? Does it almost give you chills? And then on the opposite end, how does it feel when you repeat the lies? So notice the shift in your body. Oftentimes when we are running the lies, we start to feel constricted and small and kind of beaten down, and we kind of even shrink. Versus when we are running the truth, our shoulders tend to relax. We tend to have more air in our lungs. We tend to be speaking more from our core versus from our throat. So all those things can kind of help you see is this actually true for me? And if it's not, okay, I need to work on this. And so you can also record yourself to see when you listen, yeah, actually, I believe myself. That's true. I do hold myself in high regard. Wow. And that's the place you need to get to start to master your energy, because anytime you're letting money, career, family, friends, other people's perceptions, other people's opinions, how other people value or don't value you, if you let any of that stuff have an impact on how you value you, you will always be in a place of having the shadow energy running through your system, because you're always placing your power outside of you. So again, you could be, running child energy, you could be running saboteur energy, victim energy, any of those things, again, that is thinking that I need to have other people tell me I'm okay. I need to have my business be successful to feel like I'm okay. I need people to like me to feel like I'm okay. All of that is external validation, which, again, keeps your power away from you. Versus knowing, I value me. Even if no one else in the entire world values me, I value me. Even if I'm desolate, destitute, homeless, I value me. I still value me. I still know I'm the prize. Are there any questions, Deb? So once you have this sort of pattern, this process down, then it's your job, and it's going to feel at first a little bit tedious. It's your job to go on a hunt and scour all of the negative beliefs, negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, all the complaints, and just notice, okay, how does that feel in my body? How am I letting this thing have power over me? Because the whole point of all of this work is whatever you don't own owns you, right? So once you own the fact that, oh my gosh, this complaint is me acting like a child or being a victim, when actually I'm the one that can choose how I feel, and I'm the one that determines my well-being, and I'm the one that gets to decide my energy, not someone else, not something else. And so as you go on a hunt for all of these lies, then you start to replace them again with truth until it becomes less tedious and it becomes easier and it becomes quicker. Like you notice right away, oh my gosh, that triggered me. Okay. Right away, I'm attacking it. Right away, I'm scouring the shadow energy out of me and I'm replacing it with truth. And right away, I'm walking in that truth because I know I believe myself. And then you become this person, honestly, that you are so solid in yourself that little things no longer impact you. You feel unshakable. Things don't offend you anymore. And you feel honestly in a place of being unstoppable because no matter what happens, you know you have your back. You know you'll never abandon yourself. And you know you'll always hold yourself in high regard. And that is the place of ultimate freedom, honestly. When you know that no matter what happens, you got your back, then there's no stakes. You're not trying to prove anything to anyone anymore. It's just you being in complete alignment with your soul and letting that soul genius come through you in everything that you do. Okay. Are there questions, Miss Deb? So I did attach, if you haven't seen it yet, the Energy Mastery Guide, which walks you through these steps. Highly recommend you get a copy of that. So then throughout the day, anytime something triggers you, again, you don't have to maybe work through the system right away, but write it down. So some point in the day, you can go through this process and make sure you don't go to bed with any of this shadow energy running through your system. So you can wake up again, starting fresh, being in truth. And then if things come up, again, you attack it, scour it, replace it with truth, and then make sure you actually believe yourself so that you're running the highest tone of truth. So there's like this resonance, like with music, like if you don't hit that right tone, it sounds off. And that's what I want you to get to with the truth, is that yeah, that's it. Okay, so tomorrow we will be working on how to magnetize your desires to you with another awesome tool. On Wednesday, we'll be working on creating your most divine environment for your soul so that you are prepared to receive all that you desire. And then Thursday we'll be stepping into and becoming the next level you. All right. Yes, absolutely. It's so important just to know what energy you're running, and also to know you get to decide at all times, every day, that you are responsible for your well-being. You're responsible for how you respond. You're responsible for how much value you give yourself or don't give yourself. And not in a way that beats yourself up and criticizes yourself. It's holding yourself responsible, but also with high regard. So not in a place of criticism. So it's really shifting who you are, how you show up, what you say, what you believe, and how you hold yourself, right? And everything that you exude being in the highest vibration of truth. Okay, Miss Deb. Awesome. I'm so psyched that you were here. So please join me again, same time tomorrow. We'll do another quick training on magnetizing your desires to you. And then again Wednesday and Thursday. Sorry, tomorrow is Wednesday. Sorry, and then again Thursday and Friday. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to put them below and I'll come back and check. So awesome. So go out, scour your shadows, scour your complaints, scour your triggers, scour your annoyances, and realize it's all a lie, and then replace them with truth that you actually believe. And then run that energy all day, every day. All right. Awesome. Talk to you tomorrow.